Deep in the forests of the Czech Republic, far from any major city, stands a castle that defies logic. No fortifications, no water source, no strategic position, a castle that was never meant to protect anyone, but instead to contain something. This is Houska Castle, a structure built not for kings or nobles, but to seal off a hole in the earth so deep and so terrifying that medieval records claimed it was a direct gateway to hell. For centuries, whispers of its dark past have echoed through the walls. Some say it was built to keep out invading armies. Others believe it was a place of secret rituals. But the truth? It's far more disturbing. The legend goes like this. Long before the castle was built, locals discovered a bottomless pit hidden in the dense forest. A hole so dark that even sunlight couldn't penetrate its depths. Those who peered into it swore they felt something staring back at them. Animals refused to go near it. Birds flying overhead would suddenly drop dead, their lifeless bodies spiraling into the void below. The villagers, terrified, avoided the area, but sometimes the things from the pit didn't stay hidden. Stories spread of half-human, half-beast creatures crawling out of the darkness, their eyes glowing like embers, watching from the shadows. At night, villagers reported horrifying screams, not of animals, but of something else, something not of this world. Then the disappearances began. Travelers who wandered too close to the pit vanished without a trace. Those who returned spoke of whispers that weren't their own, voices that called their names from just beyond the trees. And when they tried to leave, something followed them. The villagers, desperate and afraid, turned to their lord for help. He needed proof before he could act, so he devised an experiment. He offered a prisoner condemned to death a chance at freedom if he agreed to be lowered into the pit and report what he saw. The man accepted. With a rope tied around his waist, he was slowly lowered into the darkness. The villagers held their breath. For a few moments, nothing, only silence. Then, the screams began. Ear-piercing, soul-wrenching screams of pure terror echoed from below. The men hauling the rope panicked and pulled him back up. But when they saw his face, they froze. The prisoner was still screaming, but his voice had changed. It was aged, cracked, as if decades had passed in mere seconds. His hair had turned pure white. His skin was wrinkled and pale, like an old man drained of life. His eyes were wide with madness. He clawed at his own face, his breathing ragged, as he whispered a single sentence before collapsing into unconsciousness. They are down there, and they are watching. 2 days later, he was dead. No wounds, no illness, just gone. The villagers had seen enough. Whatever was inside that pit had to be sealed. But mere dirt and stone wouldn't do. They needed something stronger. That's when the construction of Houska Castle began. But here's the strange part. Unlike any other castle, Houska had no defensive walls, no kitchen, no water source, no clear purpose at all. Instead, it was built directly over the pit. The first structure erected, a chapel, positioned exactly above the hole, holy ground meant to contain the horrors lurking beneath. The walls were lined with religious symbols, as if the builders themselves feared what might happen if the seal was broken. But did it work? For centuries, eerie reports have surrounded Houska Castle. Visitors hear unseen footsteps following them down empty hallways, the sound of scratching beneath the floors. Shadows move where no one should be. But the most disturbing reports come from the darkest room, the one built directly over the sealed pit. Some say if you stand there in complete silence, you can hear something breathing beneath the stone, a slow, rasping breath, as if whatever was trapped below is still waiting. Others claim to have seen figures in monk robes standing silently in the chapel, only to vanish the moment they are approached. And then there are those who spend the night inside. Many leave before sunrise, plagued by terrifying nightmares of faceless beings pulling them into the pit. Some wake up with scratches on their skin, though no one else was in the room with them. And some never leave at all. Is Houska Castle truly built over a gateway to hell? Or is it just an ancient legend meant to scare away the curious? One thing is certain. Those who visit often leave with the same unsettling feeling, like something was watching them. And sometimes, if you listen closely enough, it whispers your name.